Okay, we'll start by looking at analytics. Analytics, as I mentioned, are similar to linked items in Oasis. This allows you, linked items, analytics allow you to describe information about the contents of a resource, such as chapters, programs on a DVD, so it might be several episodes of a program, so you can catalogue each episode separately, poems in a poetry book, plays in a book of plays, maybe even conference proceedings. Each different paper in a conference proceeding might be catalogued as a linked item or an analytic. Once these analytics are added to a catalogue record, there's links available in the cataloguing area to move between the main item and the analytics, and back from the analytic back to the parent or main item. It's also available in the search area. So if your search finds one of those analytics or linked items, there's a link back to the main title. So let's have a look in Oliver what that looks like. I go to cataloguing, I go to resources, and I'll locate a title I added earlier, and I'll just put that on the screen for you. Okay, make it a little larger. So I've gone to cataloguing, I've gone to resources, and I've located my Chilling Ghost Stories. Now, I'll just click on the number on the left-hand side to view the details of that title. There's Chilling Ghost Stories. And if I scroll down a little, you can see one of the fields that's available is Analytics. And with Analytics, I'm going to click Add. I'm going to add a couple of the stories, the chilling stories that are inside this item. What that means is people can search for individual authors or individual titles within that book of short stories. So I'll click on Add. It asks me what type of resource I'm adding. I'm just going to use the book bib type. And the title is The Legend of Sleeping Hollow. And The Legend of Sleeping Hollow. And click on Add. And I'm going to manually add a new resource for this. I'm taken to the cataloguing screen, just fix up the capitalisation. As you can see, it just looks as though I'm cataloguing a new resource as usual. What I'd do here though, I'd like to put a little bit more information so it's useful. Legend of Sleepy Hollow was written by Washington Irving, so I'm going to put that in. There's no match for Washington Irving, otherwise they'd be displayed at the bottom of the screen here. So I'll type in the full name. Still no match. Click the Add button underneath Author, and it's been added to my list of authors. I could go further and specify which page number it's found in. I could add some subject headings perhaps, but for the example today I'm just going to add the author information and then click Save. Now once I've saved that record, at the bottom of the screen there's the word Analytics. I could add another analytic to Legend of Sleeping Hollow, which I'm not going to do. But there's now a link called Has Parent. So the Legend of Sleepy Hollow has a parent record. If I click on View next to Has Parent, that takes me back to Chilling Ghost Stories. And underneath Chilling Ghost Stories, next to Analytics, there's now the Legends of Sleepy Hollow. If I clicked on Legends of Sleeping Hollow, that would show me more details. So I click on that, it shows me its author, Evan Washington. Or if I clicked on View, that would take me directly to the Legend of Sleeping Hollow, where I could add more details such as extra subject headings, page number, etc. I'm going to add another short story now, which is Victorians, which is another of the short stories contained within the book of short stories. So I click on Add Analytics again. Title is Victorians. And when you're adding an additional analytic, you've got the option of saying where you'd like the analytic to appear in the list of other analytics. It can appear at the end or before the Legend of Sleeping Hollow. So you can actually order or sort the order that analytics appear in. I'll just put it after Legend of Sleeping Hollow. If you wanted to, you could put them in page order, you could put them in alphabetical order, you could put them in author order, whatever you thought was appropriate. I'll click on Add. Again, I'm going to just manually add a new resource. And scroll down a little till I get down to the author field, and Victorians was written by James Daw. There's no match for that, otherwise it'd be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Click the Add button to create the extra author, and the author's name has now been added to my list of authors, and click Save. As we saw for my previous analytic, there's a Has Parent link, which has a link to view the parent. That takes me back to my Chilling Ghost Stories, and Chilling Ghost Stories now has two analytics, The Legend of Sleeping Hollow and Victorians. So I'm not suggesting you go to every single poetry book you have and catalogue every single poem or every single short story, but significant ones. You might find a really good short story on the Anzacs and add that to an Anzac resource or similar. When teachers and students ask you for specifics, do you have a poem on this? Or do you have a short story on that? Or is there a play about that? Actually, there is. Find the information, put it as an analytic, so next time others will be able to use that same information. So it's quite useful for enriching your catalogue to make it more useful. So in cataloguing, you can see the links, which is what we're after. Now, how is this useful for your students and staff? We'll check this out by looking at the search screen. I'll go to the search screen at the top using the magnifying glass. First of all, I'll search for chilling. I'll put that on the screen so you can see it. The search screen, I'll search for chilling. There's Chilling Ghost Stories. If I click on that, you can see it's got some analytics. I click on that to see its details. There's an option actually called Analytics, Show Analytics. If I click on Show Analytics, you can see Legend of Sleeping Hollow and Victorians. To see further information about either of those titles, if you click on it, further information is shown. So if you had the page number there, or subject headings, or running time, or things like that, they can then see further information as required. So from the parent title, you can see the analytics. Let's just do another search. This time we'll search for sleepy. There's the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and you can see it's marked as available. So even though it doesn't have a barcode attached to it, it's taking the availability information from its parent. If the book of short stories, short creepy stories, was on loan, the analytic or the part would also show as unavailable. I'll just click on that title, and I can see Legend of Sleeping Hollow is part of a larger work. The parent title is Chilling Ghost Stories Anthology of New and Classic Tales. But to see more details, I can click on View Parent Resource just above. When you view the parent resource, that takes you to the main title. So there's a link between the parent and the child and the parent. So it's searchable both ways. Great for contents of DVDs, short stories, plays, etc. Analytics are quick and easy to set up, but they give you useful information for your students and staff to find. Okay, so that's analytics.